70 to 20. IX 73 to 901.
Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
16, is there anything we can help you with while you're there? Negative.
If you're someone like me, you've come across a plethora of different types of documentaries. Some that are educational and some that purely do shock you with what information has been presented. The documentary I'm talking about is actually available on YouTube, and it is The Killing of America, a 1980 documentary or shockumentary that was distributed in the United States and even in America, and pretty much shows the harsh reality of violence in the United States. And for this reason, I actually think it's probably one of the most important documentaries that should be watched. Despite the age and despite the obvious incorrect information, it is honestly one of the most disturbing films ever, and we are going to just go through it, but only shortly, as I don't really want to go through it. And my last video on Astro Boy actually got a copyright strike, and I'm scared about if I do this one, it will get the same treatment, so we're not going to focus too much on it. And I'm skipping over a lot of the violent parts and just gonna briefly mention some of the most important parts of this documentary.
I thought that he was the prince. I thought he was the heir apparent to President Kennedy, and I wish the hell that he could have made it. When I saw him in real life, it was a thrill to me, sir. But when I saw him there that night at the Ambassador, he seemed like a saint.
Number one, Eisenhower.
I think they got dudes out here that will pay up to $2,000 for a girl 11 years old, for 6 hours. So they pay up to $2,000 for that,
Put it down, I opened up the door, I started screaming, man, murder, suicide, somebody get an ambulance, help me, make her live. I started trying to hold her hand, manager grabbed me from her, told her to take my hands off her. I said, bitch.
The public generally never sees what you find when you arrive there. And a million things go through your mind.
It's the documentary that is aimed to shock you with what it shows. And to briefly summarize it, it just goes through all the different historical events or violent events that have happened in the USA, from assassinations of major presidents such as John F. Kennedy, to the violence of shootings such as the school shootings that arose at the time, to then even getting towards the end, the actual serial killers. And they actually do actually get to interview Edmund Kemper, so it is interesting, but it is just disturbing. I think what makes this film really disturbing is the fact that you are actually seeing real violence, and this isn't something new. There are films like Faces of Death or MD Pope. We do have media now, such as gore media, where we're able to see these things. But I think for a 1980 where, a lot of these unedited footage, archival footage, may I say, from various events such as assassinations and even, the FBI photos of, murders, it is quite just shocking just to see. And I think we live in a time now where we're so desensitized to everything that, I can understand people not seeing this film as being disturbing, but for its time, it is pretty disturbing. I think the chillingness of this documentary is actually the narration by renowned voice actor Chuck Riley, who actually provided the narration to this. And to be honest with you, it honestly does make it even 10 times more chilling. Like, I'll play you a little bit, but man, his voice, I can see how this can be very disturbing, and you don't really get to see this often now in a lot of documentaries this day and age.
Ted Bundy. The FBI suspects him of being America's worst sex killer, murdering possibly 40 co-eds in 6 states over a 5-year period.
I mean, that voice fits this type of documentary. There's not much really else I can say about it. I mean, yeah, it has its information, but I mean, you know, you can't get this type of stuff anywhere else. I mean, trying to make a documentary or a shockumentary at this day and age is not even considered. I mean, at this point, you might as well just have to watch it for yourself. But yeah, I don't feel like I've given a proper explanation as to how it's disturbing. I think it's everything from how the film is shot to even the soundtrack in the film just is plain disturbing. And the fact that, you know, you're faced in this reality of this is pretty much in the past what has happened. And, you know, we could say the same for now with gore videos that we've come across from cartel to ISIS, you know, you name it. Like, it's this type of shockumentary that to this day still has this idea of just the aim is to shock you. And yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about this one. Yeah, so this was a short one. It's not really a good look into depth about it, but, you know, I thought I'd make mention because I rarely see any, you know, YouTubers that when they talk about like crimes or discuss about things to watch, they're often talking about the disturbing, you know, compilation videos, and I feel like this is one of those ones that are like up there with Faces of Death. And yeah, it's not too shocking considering this day and age, but I feel like it still needs to be mentioned, and I feel like you definitely should check it out. The full film is on YouTube. That's how I've gotten some of these clips from it. Giving you a warning that it can be a bit full on. If you're a bit too squeamish, I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, it is one that is definitely in need of checking out. And I think, you know, I'm saying this, but when I think back about it, the age that I watched this, I probably shouldn't have watched it because I feel like I got more desensitized than I would have. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this small crappy video, but this is more of a shout out to the film, and I feel like it is one that deserves one. Yeah, I'd like to continue videos like this. Like I said in my last video for Astro Boy, I do plan to make more videos. I don't know what, I'll probably just make of what I want to make, and I don't know if people do come across this and they want to make suggestions about certain things, I'm happy to discuss it. I do like crime. I would actually dedicate more time to researching crime videos, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.